Hi there, 5th grade math students. This is Chapter 15.4, Understanding and Measuring Volume. The volume of an object is quite simply the amount of space that it occupies. Many times we can compare the volume of an object visually, like this. Which of these objects has the greater volume? Or which of these objects takes up more space? Right, the football. And which of these objects has the greater volume? The giant carton, right? It takes up more space. And which has the greater volume, the basketball or the can of pasta sauce? Well, of course, it's the basketball. It takes up more space. Let's use cubic units to find the volumes of cubes and rectangular prisms. The volume of a cube or a rectangular prism is simply the number of cubic units needed to make it. This cute little guy is a cube unit. We've created a larger cube out of the cube units. We divide this into layers so we can see the individual cube units within the cube. There are 8 cubes, therefore, the volume of our cube is 8 cubic units, which could also be written like this. That 3 means cubed. Here's another example of a rectangular prism built from cube units. Once again, we've split the rectangular prism so that we can easily count all of the cube units within it. There are 12 cube units, therefore, the volume of the rectangular prism is 12 units cubed. Now find the volume of each of these prisms on your own. I suggest first dividing them into layers, finding the number of unit cubes in each layer, then adding all the layers back together to find the cubic units. We can also use cubic units to find the volume of an irregular solid. This yellow solid shape has been divided into layers or into separate pieces using the same technique that we utilized for cubes and rectangular prisms. By pulling it apart, we can count the number of cubic units, which is equal to 10. Therefore, the volume of this shape is 10 unit cubes, which can also be written as 10 units cubed. Give that a try with these two shapes. Look carefully, make sure you're not missing any unit cubes that may be hidden behind others. Now let's compare volumes of solids. The cube has 8 cubic units. The rectangular prism has 16. And this solid has 8. So the cube or the solid has a lesser volume than the rectangular prism. The cube has the same volume as the solid. And the rectangular prism has a greater volume than the cube or solid. Try this on your own now. Find the volume of each solid, compare their volumes by answering the questions listed below, numbers 8 through 13. Another method for finding volume is to use measurement. The 4 cube units here show 4 common units of measurement for volume. The first is the cubic centimeter. It's represented by a cube unit that has a length, width, and height of 1 centimeter. The red box is the cubic inch, a blue box is a cubic foot, and the purple box is a cubic meter. Each gives volume, or cube units. Cube units can be used in this way to calculate the volume of a rectangular prism. This prism is made up of 16 1-inch cubes. There are 4 cubes that measure the length, 2 along the width, and 2 in the height. So to find the volume of this prism, we take the length times the width times the height. 4 times 2 times 2 to get a volume of 16 inches cubed. This is the same answer we would get if we simply counted the 16 cubes. Try that same process on your own. This solid is made up of 1-foot cubes. Find the length, width, and height, and then calculate the volume by multiplying length times width times height. Let's compare volumes of solids. These two solids are each made up of 1 centimeter cubes. The blue-green solid is made up of 9 unit cubes, and therefore its volume is 9 centimeters cubed. The yellow solid is made up of 7 1-inch centimeter cubes, and thus has a volume of 7 centimeters cubed. Now we simply compare. The volume of figure A is greater than the volume of figure B. Now let's close out chapter 15.4 by having you compare the volume of these two solids. First, calculate the volume, and then tell me which has the greater volume than the other. Tomorrow when I see you, we'll continue to work on volume. Have a great night.